You got a beard that kind of challenges you there.
Hello, Greg. How you doing?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
Awesome, awesome. It's nice to see you again.
Yeah, good seeing you. I think the last time I saw you was down in Boca Raton.
Yeah, that's true. That's like almost 3 years, right?
I know.
Yeah, the time goes by so quickly.
It does. It
Yeah.
does.
Well, I will be up in Connecticut. And I'll see you there.
Oh, nice. That'd be great. It's going to be a fun
Yeah.
event. We got some really good stuff planned.
I'm looking forward to it, and we're bringing a crew, so we'll see you.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Could everyone just mute their phones? Because I know it's usually my dog that's barking the loudest, but just in case.
That's me.
The reason I want to do this video is number one, to thank you for purchasing the video series. At the same time, I just want to make sure you're successful. I just hate, because I've done this in the past. I bought a program, I bought a book, I looked at it, put it on my shelf, and I never used it. So I really want to make sure that everyone uses this program. I think the program is real good. I think it'd be very profitable for your school. Several people have done it, and everyone has gotten good results, and they say that their students like it and the parents like it. What I suggest is you have 3 different programs. I suggest you start with the first one, and the first one is Communication 101. So we're going to talk about that today. And the reason I wanted to get everyone together so fast is most of you do your graduations 4 times a year, and March is coming up. It's a graduation month. It'd be a real good idea if we could squeeze this in sometime in mid-March. Give yourselves about 4 weeks to plan and get it ready, do all the marketing. But it'll tie really good with graduation because we talk about leadership, we're talking about communication. It'd be really nice if we had certificates for everyone that passed this program. And instead of giving it out at the end of the event, we do that at graduation. That'll be all set for pre-framing our second program, which I recommend doing the instructor training. The way this came along, let me just share my screen. So the leadership course is all about building bench strength. At the same time we build bench strength, we want to increase the members in our instructor training program. So we do that by doing a workshop. The workshop filters people into our instructor training program. So you have revenue coming from the workshop, and then you have increased revenue every single month because people are doing a CIT training. We need leaders. I was talking to someone last week. I go, what's your goal for next year? They go, open school number 2. They go, how is your bench strength? Non-existent. Well, it's almost impossible to open school number 2. So we have to have bench strength just for our future. Let me see how we can. Okay. Can't figure why I can't switch this side. Any idea why I can't switch slides, guys? Have we got any techno wizards on here? I guess not. Here we go. Because this program, I first designed this format for a guy named Ricky Safford. He's one of my clients in England. Real sharp guy. He's like 32 years old. At the time that he joined was during the COVID. I believe he had 200 students. He wanted to get to 300. He got to 300 like in 5 months. And when I first mentioned bench strength to him, he goes, well, how much can I bench press? I know it's got nothing to do with bench press. It's how many, who's up next? Who can I just say, hey, I need another instructor, who's up next? That's what I call bench strength. And he goes, well, I like that because right now I'm glued to my school. I have no free time. I said, okay, let's do this, Ricky. We're going to work on getting you more students. At the same time, we're going to do a program called Communication 101, and you start your bench strength. And it's the goal. I think this was August. I go, not this coming August because we're just about into it. But next August, I want you to be able to take the month off. And you'll be able to take the month off because you built bench strength. He was all over that. And the whole idea, I think we started in, a benchmark was in May. I want you to take a week off in May. I said, then we're going to keep working with your bench and your instructor training so you can take the full month of August off. And he did take the full month of August off. So that was his reward. I think it's a pretty good reward. So if you decide to do this, I mean, it's nice to do this for our bench strength, give people future opportunity, but there is something for you. It's going to free up your time. I remember in years past, all martial arts schools wanted for my consulting was more students or more money. Now I have more people say, what are your goals? I want more free time. Want to have some family time. Want to have free time. Okay, that's a good reward. So this kind of goes along with it. After Ricky had real good success, I went off to Dave Previous School. Dave, you can see his picture there. And I started talking about this. I said, you should do Communication 101. He goes, what's it all about? I did it. He goes, okay. But he didn't take action. So I said, what can I do to help you take action? He goes, can you do it for me? I said, I will. So I sat down on my computer and I taught the program like I was teaching the class. I sent it to Dave. I go, it's all set to go. What I did with this program, I introduced the concept. I pre-framed it. Then I gave everyone a little thing to challenge or to practice. The first thing in this challenge is get over the fear of public speaking. So I had all the kids come up one at a time and talk for a minute or 2 minutes, just telling a little bit about themselves, a little bit about their school, but to kind of overcome that. Then we go back to the table, we sit down, and I give everyone some really, really strong, good feedback. The way I got that is for the last couple of years, I've done a program at church, and we had to do a sermon. So I did a sermon, and the people there were watching me, and they were pastors from the church, and I thought I did an okay job, for used to kind of getting in front of people and talking, but they really, all kinds of praise and everything. The next person, all kinds of praise. They made everyone feel really, really good. So before we even got to the next part of the class, I was already, walking on clouds. So that's what we want to do with the students. And the first thing, they're going to be nervous, and we're going to just give them some real good feedback. Hey, your voice was nice and strong. You weren't waving back and forth. You staying nice and straight. You didn't look nervous. You weren't sweating. Whatever we can do to make them feel better. So Dave and Kemp did this. I believe that Kemp he's a school owner from Tennessee. Dave has a school in North Carolina. So they did the launch. They did the video production. They said it was really successful. They felt that the students followed along really good. It was a nice timing. I believe they had 30 people, and from those 30 people that attended, they were able to launch their CIT program. 30 people is great. Charge $100 per person, so you bring in $3,000 on this program if you have 30 people. So that's going to more than be a great return on investment for the $300 you spent for the program. So this is what we're going to plan for. And again, I would like to see everyone try to get in March. Pick a date and set your goal. A good goal is 10% of your student body. So if you have 80 students, if you could launch this with 8 students, I think that'd be a great idea. We're going to be able to do this several times a year. So the first one I think is doable. If you have 200 students, that'd be you're targeting 20. I don't think I would, if I had 500 students, I'd probably keep it at 20 to 25 for the first one. I think you'd be able to give everyone great attention. They would get more out of it. So I wouldn't try to, to get all my school on the first one. It's got to make sure that you learn from this. Everyone has a good time. Everyone gets a lot of attention. Now, who are you going to target? I would target 5th grade and up. Again, the 5th grade's a leadership thing that I've gotten from church. They're always constantly building new leaders. Every once in a while, they'll have the 5th graders out holding the doors open, things like that. So I just followed their lead. It's they may be too young to teach, but they're not too young for bench strength. A person that's 11, 12 years old can easily come in, assist you with a Little Dragons class. So they may not paid for that, but at least they would get some practice. I will look for also people that I really want on this team. So I see this guy, and this guy. They're like my spark plugs in class. Every time they come to class is better. They're not any type of instructor training. So I'm going to make sure I'm going to invite them. So I can kind of stack in with some A players. You're going to promote it by sending the invitation letter. I think I've sent everyone the invitation letter. You can send that as an email. I would post a flyer. I put the price on the flyer. The reason I put the price on the flyer, I think it's really fair. And I don't want anyone to sell themselves short. Say, okay, I'm going to do this, but I'm not going to charge $100. The program is worth $100 easily. So I put that in, it's going to maybe push you through a little. So post a flyer. Personally invite your A students through the parents. Your A students, you probably have a real good relationship with the parents. So when you tell parents, say, I really like to have your child come to Communication 101. This is all about overcoming the fear of public speaking. It's about becoming a leader. It's about gaining confidence and self-esteem. I think your child will be great for this program, and just personally invite them. I know I did a lot of work with Paul Garcia. Paul Garcia says it's all about trust. The people that are your A students and you have A parents, you've talked to them before, they're the probably type of people when you're doing an upgrade program, they say, hey, can you come in my office? It's time to do the upgrade program. And they'll just do it. They trust you and they believe in everything you do. So I would talk to those people personally. I'm also going to prepare a video for everyone. This was Dave Priga's idea. So I'm going to do a personal video. I'm going to be at Dragon Gate Martial Arts this week, not personally, but I'm going to be in video. Here's a little bit about my participation in martial arts. I'll do a little biography. I'll say who the program's for. I'm not going to bore them too much. It'll probably be a 1-minute video, but I want to personally invite them. If they see the poster and go, who's the heck's this guy? So I think if they can kind of put a little personality to the face when I'm talking, I think it'll really make it easier for you to sign up people. Make sure everyone prepays. We don't want to talk about money the day of the event. So as long as they pay before the event, that's really important. Now, to get prepared, print the workbooks. The workbooks I sent you have black printing, but there's also some blue in there. The blue are your notes. So when you break up into work groups, and this is going to help you ask questions and add to what everyone's going to be learning. So print those books for yourself, then delete the blue, and then print them for the students. We don't want the students to have the answers. But it's really important that they have workbooks. I want this to look very professional. So when they're coming in, they're going to have a nice book. You can even just write their name on it. Print their certificates. If you most likely we're going to give certificates at the graduation, but if not, you can be doing it at the end of the program. I don't have a template for the certificates, but I decided today that I am going to make one, so I will have that. I'll probably send out within 7 to 10 days. Have a nice big TV. When Kemp did his with Dave Priga, he had like this huge TV. It was like a projection TV. It looked really sharp because you could see all the students watching it. Everyone's in front. But, don't do this on a 40-inch TV. Get something where everyone can see without straining their eyes. I would make it look like a seminar, a business seminar. So have tables and chairs. On the tables, make sure you have water so people can take a water break. Have pens. No one brings a pen. Have mints. Doesn't cost much. It looks really cool. Have protein bars for your breaks. So when you're doing the longer breaks, everyone can grab a protein bar because we're not going to do lunch or anything in this seminar. We want to make sure everyone's got the energy. My book is an option. I will give an extreme discount on my book if you want to put this as part of the things that they're going to get. I did this to a school recently. They gave me the name of everyone that's coming. I wrote a personal message to everyone. So now they're going to see me doing on the screen. They're going to get a book. And the book is a real good pre-frame into our second program because the second program is all about instructor training. So this way you can almost have it like it's mandatory to read the book. You're going to get one for free, but if you plan on going to instructor training, you're also going to have to read this book, which is really, really simple read. I would decorate your school with motivational posters or black belt excellence posters. If you're doing the BBE program, you already have the posters. Put them on the mirrors, decorate the school. Again, we want to make this look like an event, not just a regular class. Preview the video a day or two prior, just so you don't know what I'm going to say kind of with the format. When I do the video, I say, okay, we're going to break down for 15 minutes. Everyone's going to get a partner. So I try to time it out. I'll let the video do the teaching. Just follow my lead. I'm going to do the teaching in the video, and then you're going to support the students. As they start practicing, you're going to give them feedback. Your job is to be their coach. You're going to motivate. You're going to inspire them during the practice time, but just take that coaching position, just like if you're doing line drills with your students. Give them some good feedback, let them practice again, inspire them, tell them they're doing a great job. Make sure you have fun. I know communication 101 doesn't sound like a fun thing, but for example, this is one of the things I do in it. I talk about how important it is for the words you say. And then I talk to them, it's not just the words, but it's the voice inflection. So we do a thing, I didn't kick Jim Baran in the head. So everyone just learns to say that. Then it goes, I didn't kick Jim Baran in the head. What does that mean, guys? Well, someone else did. Okay, let me try it again. I didn't kick Jim Baran in the head. Oh, that means you punched him in the head. So they're going to just go through this and doing different things. So that's why it's fun. It's communication, but I put some humor in there, and some of the drills we do, they're going to just have a great time doing it. If you have any questions or anything, just unmute yourself. I know sometimes I talk way too fast. Okay, let me go on. So celebrate them with certificates. The first person in the U.S. who actually did this program was Tom and John Baker out at East Mesa Karate. They did certificates, and I thought they were going to do like an 8x10 certificate, but they didn't. They did like 11x17. It was real nice. It was all colored. I mean, it was something that everyone was really proud of, and they didn't expect something like that. They thought the certificate would be just something handwritten, but when they got something so special and so nice, I mean, they're showing it all over Facebook. Make an offer for CIT training. CIT training is, you can do it weekly, you can do it bi-monthly, you can do it once a month, whatever you decide to do. But this is the time, everyone that's going to be on your bench strength program, CIT means Certified Instructor Training, who's on that program gets together and they're going to train. You can take what they learn in the program and train that, or I have another program that has 13 weeks of CIT classes. I'll be glad to send that to you too. CIT program should be about $25 per class. So if you're doing it twice a month, if you're in the $50 to $55 range, I think it's doing really good. I would anticipate 70 to 80% of the students to do this. So if they take your workshop and you say, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do this program on a weekly basis. It's called Certified Instructor Training Program. I'm not going to guarantee anyone a job at the school when you do the training program, but there's always a possibility. So if you're doing this program and you're 16 or older and we're looking for help, first people I'm going to hire are people who are on my bench strength. So you're going to get them excited about that. You tell them a little about what they're learning. Even if I don't hire you, you're going to come in and you're going to be my assistants, or you're going to be assistants for other instructors, because we're going to learn to teach, and then we're going to teach to learn. So it's really important you get a chance to practice what you're learning when you're in the CIT program. Try to sign up people that day. So if the parents come to pick up the kids, I would have the parents there or talk to the kids, say the reason we did this is to build leaders. Every time we do some type of this program in one of our locations with Black Belt Schools International, people always want to train more. If you want to train more and you want to continue with this advancement, we have a program called CIT. Explain the program, explain the time, explain what they're going to come in, what they're going to be learning, how it's all about developing leaders. Being a martial artist is one thing, but being a leader of other people is totally different. Parents, you know what I'm talking about. Some of your kids are 11, 12, 13 years old. Their lives can totally change through a program like this. They're not going to be followers. They're not going to be subject to peer pressure. They're going to be taking more opportunities in school just because they have the courage and the confidence to take these opportunities. This is what our program is all about. Of course, I'm always looking for future instructors, so we're going to be working on teaching techniques also. So sell your program, make it's all about what's in it for them. In it for you is getting new leaders, new instructors. What's in it for them, in addition to becoming an instructor, is how their life is going to be totally different in 2 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I mean, they may have a job and become a leader because of what they learned early in life at the martial arts school. It's definitely giving them an early advantage. Also, pre-frame the instructor training workshop for the next quarter. Next quarter, guys, we're going to do another program similar to this. This is going to be all about instructor training. It's a 90-minute program. And so you're going to get more information, but you just kind of think about on your calendars, this will be done in June. So you kind of just pre-frame that. You're not selling it. And then you want to make sure everyone leaves and then debrief with your team. So if you're there by yourself, you can just talk to yourself and get a pad and just write down what you learned from this program. Write down how it went. Man, did I spend too much time on this? Was there enough excitement? Did I give them enough notes? Did I give them enough encouragement? Just debrief. Write out your notes. If it's with your team, share that with your team. Then I like to have you share your results with me. Hey, Ms. Silva, I got this, but this part I think I failed on. This was epic. I mean, it was great. So share your experience with me. Tell me, hey, I had 25 people or 20 people and we made $2,000 profit on the event, whatever it's going to be. Use social media to share student success. Briefly share what the kids learned in class. So now people can see these kids on social media and, hey, 3 things they learn. There's 3 types of way people learn. Some people learn visually, some people learn auditorial, some people learn kinesthetic. These kids are 11 years old. They amaze me with their talents. So kind of, make it really impressive on what these kids learn at such an early age. And then share it at the next graduation. That's what I'd really like to see you do it in March. So you do your March graduation. If you do graduation in your classes, do testing class, give out the certificates, tell the parents what the kids learned this time, and say we're going to be doing another one of these in the fall. In fact, the next one's planned for September, whenever it's going to be, but share it at your graduation. Dave, since you've already done this program, would you mind just kind of sharing your experience?
Sure.
All right, cool.
As you mentioned before, you were actually, I went through, you came and did this with us in person, and I still didn't have much confidence in doing it, although I'm like, yeah, this is it. This is what we got to try. We got to do this. And then, so kept putting it off. And once we got and I was still nervous about it. And then teamed up with Kemp. And he's like, yeah, we'll do it. Let's do it. Let's get this going. And so we did it. And I'll go back. We Kemp brought over we already had a projector, like an old projector that we've been using to stream movies and stuff like that on. And then he put up he had a actually nicer screen, but I could have went and bought one from Best Buy for $100 or something like that, or whatever they are, but I didn't. We used his. And that was really cool. We laid it out exactly the way you just described it. It looked very good. And just to give a background, whenever that was, I don't know when that was, Camp. It was about a year ago when we did that first one. We had, whenever we came out of COVID, had moved into a new location. It's kind of started over. I had like 35 students. So the idea of building up some bench strength or doing any of stuff like that was just totally, it's not there. It's not there. So we did it anyhow. We had a good turnout for it. I think we've done 3 of them since. But right now, we've got, I think, like 17 people in that instructor training. And the only problem with it is there's probably like 4 or 5 of them. It's like, I want to hire this guy, but we don't need him. But the training is, I just can't say. I mean, it's so good. And I'm guessing, between what you're saying and the personal experience of the instructors in the group here, you throw your 2 cents on there or just kind of change it around a little bit, is great. It is a good time. So I'm excited to do it. We got one coming up here again here next month, so it's good.
What's the youngest student you've had in it?
You know, we got kind of panicky at the end there. I wanted to get enough people in there, you know, for myself and also for Kemp to come over. So we had some people in there. We put some kids in there that were, you know, 8 or 9, and they did good. We kept it going. I don't know how old Kemp students were. They were all a little bit older. He screened it pretty hard.
Mhm.
But I would say too, I resisted the idea of like you mentioned earlier, like just walking out there in class and sitting down next to each parent of your target guys or girls that you want in that class and talking to them about that and making a personal invitation to it. And probably like 3 days before, you know, between you and Kemp saying like, go do that. We did that and ended up putting like 5 or 6 more people in there in the last couple days.
Cool.
So I think that's a very important part of it. It was for me, like making that personal invitation beyond announcing it and putting it on the screens and sending out letters and emails. No, just sitting down and talking with the parents and telling them why, you know, they got to be in there.
Excellent.
Especially if they really do need to be in there.
You know,
So-
one thing I found is successful parents are usually the ones that are sitting watching classes, and successful parents see that value and they want their kids to be successful. So when they have an opportunity like this, they usually take advantage of it. So those are
Right.
it's good people to sit down and just talk to. Again, like Paul Garcia, they trust you. They've been watching you teach their kids for a long time. They know that you're going to have to try to get them involved in something they can't handle or something that doesn't have value. Stephen Johnson, would you mind sending a picture of your leadership training room with your posters?
Yeah,
I just
absolutely.
like to. Stephen's got a beautiful room for training his instructors. He's got all the black belt posters and things like that, or black belt excellent posters. He's out in California, but his school looks super, super sharp. All right, guys, I don't want to waste your time. I mean, that's a half hour. If you have any questions, just send them to me. I'm going to meet a couple more times. Again, my whole idea now is I want everyone to be as successful as possible. I don't want this sitting in your computer, sitting on a shelf someplace. I want you to do really, really well with it. The easiest way to get in touch with me is through Facebook. So if you just personally message me with any type of questions you want, or you think you're missing something, I'll get back to you right away. That's the best way. Good job, guys. Thank you very much. See you next time.
Thanks, Greg.
Thank you.
Thank you.